Coming to you from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, this is the Quinn Spinn. Hey now, and welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one and all, to a brand new edition of The Quinn Spinn. I'm your host, Quinn. At least that's how I'm known here on the program. And I'm back here on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, YouTube, and more for another rousing and riveting installment of the official podcast of Underground Music Collective. You just heard Rival 9's All I Become. That's been our opening theme song since the great year of 2014, and it will be until the very end of days. And I'm back here for another solo mission. Just a few minutes sharing the life and times and perspectives of an independent creative, that independent creative in this case being me. And before we get into it, a couple things. First of all, if you like the Quinn Spinn, if you like what we do here at Underground Music Collective, give us a follow on your streaming platform of choice, whether that's Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you're listening to the show. And of course, subscribe to Underground Music Collective on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube, because we post new episodes every single week, as well as other goodies as they come. Secondly, I want to thank everyone who has voted, participated, shared, done anything to help us in this mission to win Mr. Health and Fitness 2023. I am in second place in my group as of recording right now, which is wild, mind-blowing to me, and it's been really interesting to see the names come through. You know, there are people voting in this competition who I haven't seen in 20 years or more, grade school on up, you know, to the present day, people voting, people sharing. Those warrior votes are a huge help, and that's what they're doing to raise money for Homes for Wounded Warriors. If you want to buy additional votes, the money goes to that. And we've had quite a few people do that. I think we've raised nearly $200 already for Wounded Warriors in the process of this, and it's got me in second place. It's got us in second place, and I want to emphasize that this is not just vote for me for a thing, but it's to help us, help me, help the entire platform elevate, right? And that $20,000 cash prize and the 2-page spread in Muscle and Fitness, should I win it, is going to go a long way toward doing that. So keep voting. The link is in the description of this episode. I've been posting every day. And again, just so moved and blown away by the support that I've seen, and by proxy that UMC has seen. Not only are you supporting Wounded Warriors, but you're also supporting our growth here at UMC. So thank you for that. And that kind of ties into what I'm going to talk about today in this solo mission, because winning that thing ties into my overall mission, right? Of elevating this platform, of helping independent creatives share their stories, elevate their talents to broader consciousness, right? And another thing that supports that mission is the coaching program that we launched in March, on March 10th, on my birthday. That was G's birthday surprise. And I think it's important to identify your why and identify why you do what you do. And the way we do that with clients in the coaching program is by identifying in this order: values, mission, and vision. Now, a lot of times you hear that mission, vision, values in that order, but the reason we start with the values is because those are your core truths. Those are your core principles, your guiding lights, your North Stars that inform the way you show up in the world, that inform how you interact with people, that inform how and why you do what you do, right? So it's important to identify the key values, the key truths that you hold dear to yourself and that you hold dear to those around you. So you're always moving within those values, that you're always in alignment with those, and that what you define from there is in alignment with those, right? Including your mission. So you go from values and then you go into your mission. Your mission is, what were you put on earth to do? You know, and this can be through music. This can be through your platform. Again, our coaching program's not just for musicians. It's for all independent creatives, all entrepreneurs, to define, what was I put on earth to do? What was I put on earth to create, right? And how does that show up in the world in terms of my vision? Who's a part of this vision? Who's a part of helping us to achieve this mission, right? What other components are there? What does that look like? How does that sound out in the world? How does that feel out in the world? What do people come away feeling, right? So, but without defining your values first, it's hard to get to the mission and vision because you don't quite know what you're aiming for. It becomes this ready, fire, aim. I remember when we started the Quinn Spinn, we were, I think, too broad in our values and in our vision for what this could be. Yeah, we wanted to support musicians. We wanted to have an impact, right? But what did that actually mean? And when we say we want to support musicians, who are they? What are their values? How are they moving forward? For us, our values, are very much rooted in community, very much rooted in sharing our stories and imparting the lessons from those stories onto other people. And so those who come in to our platform and tend to stay there for a while have those same values, value being a part of something, value being part of a community that grows and provides opportunities for its members, right? Value the stories that we tell and the lessons that we can learn from those stories, not only in sharing our own and getting feedback on those, but also in hearing the stories of other people. We're very much proponents of the rising tide raises all boats, and understanding that a community, a collective, is the sum of all of its parts. And the more people contributing in a constructive, positive manner to that community, the more enriching an experience it's going to be for everybody, right? So that's how we've boiled it down here at UMC. But that's what I would encourage, is first understand those values, right? And then understand exactly what those values will be used to create in the world. What are you here to do, your mission? And then what does that look like in terms of your vision and how that actually plays out in real time? Get specific, get in the weeds, get an idea for who's going to be there on that day representing your mission being complete, right? Understand the different components that go into that, the different steps you've taken to get to that moment, right? And what that has created out in the world in real time that you can see, hear, touch, feel, right? So, and of course, we go deeper than that. That informs everything else we do within the coaching program, in terms of the stories that we communicate out into the world, in terms of the goal setting that we do, and of course, how those goals break down into resources, opportunities, potential pitfalls, and how to work around those. So it's the tip of the iceberg, but it's the best place to start, in my opinion, is to understand your values, understand what you hold true at your core, and then start to decide how that plays out in the world. Hope that was helpful today. And if you're interested in coaching with us, that link is also in the description of this episode. UMC Coaching. You and I get to work together. That's the best part, right? One-on-one, FaceTime every single week. Just like here on the Quinn Spinn. 2 N's in Quinn, 2 N's in Spin. You can find the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, YouTube, and more. Also on undergroundmusiccollective.com, our central hub for all things independent music, creativity, community, and more. Follow UMC on the socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. You can also follow the Quinn Spinn. Again, 2 N's in Quinn, 2 N's in Spin on Instagram at Quinn Spinn Official. Listen to the UMC 20 playlist every single week. That's got 20 fresh tracks in the latest episode or episodes of this very podcast. That's on Spotify. And of course, at Nash Live Show is going to be announcing the next one real soon. So stay tuned for that. June 9th at Cobra. That's a partial spoiler. Lineup to come very soon. I'm going to get out of here. Revel 9's all I become. Going to take us out just like it brought us in. Grab some muffins on your way out.